Don't be dazzled by the light of the Olympian gods. Their brilliance only serves to conceal what truly reigned in the darkness. For in the shadow of the crossroads, where the night suddenly grows deeper, an ancient presence stirs, a deity that even the immortals dare not look upon without a shudder of caution. Today, in this new chronicle of shadows, we dive into the shadow of a goddess so feared that even Olympus bows before her, the mistress of the moon, sovereign of specters, and keeper of the forbidden secrets of witchcraft. Her name, Hecate. Before Zeus's thunder tore open the sky, before the palaces of Olympus dominated the world of mortals, before even order replaced chaos, she already existed. Hecate was not born into a stable world. She came from an ancient time, a raw time, untamed, an age when primordial forces were still shaping reality. She is a Titaness, daughter of Perses, embodiment of destruction, and Asteria, keeper of the stars and the mysteries of night. Within her coexist two inheritances, the power to destroy and the power to see beyond. But unlike the other Titans, Hecate never fell. When war broke out, the Titanomachy, the ancient gods were overthrown, imprisoned, forgotten. All of them except her. For when Zeus rose to the top, he did something unexpected. He did not fight her. He did not try to break her. He acknowledged her. In the ancient accounts, it is said he granted her a unique privilege, the right to keep her powers in every world, the sky, the earth, and the underworld. A rare respect, almost unsettling, for even the king of the gods knew some forces cannot be dominated. Hecate is not an enemy. She is not an ally. She is a constant, an ancient silent presence that moves through the ages without ever bending. For Hecate is not conquered, she is not defied, she is observed, and above all, she is tolerated. Hecate does not reign over a single kingdom. She is everywhere. In the sky, where the stars whisper forgotten truths. On the earth, where mortals move without always understanding. And beneath the earth, where the shadows never sleep. She is the boundary, the passage, the fragile moment when everything can shift. Unlike the other gods, she does not rule one domain. She moves between them. She is invoked for wealth, for wisdom, to draw in good fortune. But those who truly know her pray to her to survive, for she sees what others ignore. She hears what no one dares to listen to. Hecate is bound to the moon, ever-changing and elusive, to the night, where truths are revealed, to magic, ancient and untamable, and to spirits wandering between two worlds. But above all, she belongs to the crossroads, those suspended places between two choices where no path is safe. Every step there is a decision, every decision a consequence. And in the shadow of those crossroads, she watches, silent, waiting for you to choose. You cannot define Hecate because she changes. She doesn't have one form, she has 1,000. Sometimes she appears as a lone woman, motionless, frozen in the silence of the night, holding torches whose light flickers without ever going out. Sometimes she becomes a guardian, seated, upright, surrounded by serpents, as if protecting a secret that no one should ever approach. But most often, she takes on a form that defies all logic. 3 faces, 3 bodies, 3 gazes, a fragmented presence, and yet united. One face turned toward the past, observing what has been. Another fixed on the present, seeing what mortals refuse to see. And the last plunged into the future, scrutinizing what has not yet come to pass. But sometimes she goes beyond the human. Her faces change. Dog, lion, horse, instinctive forms, wild, primordial, as if Hecate were not a goddess, but a force, an entity that moves through worlds without ever truly belonging to any of them, neither entirely here nor entirely elsewhere, but always present. Hecate does not speak. She has no need to. For her symbols, they tell everything. They are not there to decorate. They are there to warn. The torches, their flame does not warm, it reveals. It illuminates what we would rather ignore. Hidden truths, dangerous paths, the shadows we carry within ourselves. The black dogs, silent, then suddenly agitated. They protect, yes, but not in the way you'd hope. They sense what humans cannot perceive. They announce a presence, a passage, hers. And then the keys, discreet, almost insignificant. But they are the most dangerous of all, because they open, not ordinary doors, but thresholds, passages between worlds, truths that should never be revealed. Hecate does not give these keys to just anyone. She does not guide the innocent. She does not protect the ignorant. She appears when it is already too late, when doubt has settled in, when the path is uncertain. She guides, yes, but only those who are already lost. And once she has found you, there is no turning back. When Persephone was taken by Hades, the world shifted. The light grew colder, the earth more silent. Demeter searched for her daughter relentlessly, day after day, night after night, but she was alone, facing a world that refused to answer, except that one presence was already walking in the shadow. Hecate. Torches in hand, she moved forward where no one else dared go, into the deep darkness where secrets refused to be revealed. Silent, tireless, she did not cry out, she did not pray, she searched. And it was she who heard, a whisper, an echo, a truth hidden beneath the world of the living. It was she who understood. Persephone had not disappeared. She had been taken. Guided by her flickering flames, Hecate revealed what the others did not know. She led Demeter to the truth. From that day on, Hecate is no longer merely a witness. She became the keeper, the one who knows the invisible passages, the paths between worlds, and the secrets that even the gods prefer to avoid. Great temples were not always built for her. No, Hecate did not belong to sacred places raised toward the sky, but to forgotten spaces, discreet between two worlds. She was placed elsewhere, at crossroads, at gates, in thresholds, where nothing is stable, where everything can shift. These places of passage were not chosen at random. They were points of tension, places where boundaries grow thin, and it is precisely there that she reigned. People did not come to her with pride, nor with hope. They came with caution. Offerings of bread were left for her, fish, simple cakes left in the silence of the night. These offerings were not acts of devotion. They were attempts to calm what cannot be seen, to ward off evil, the evil eye, or whatever lurks in the shadows. For invoking Hecate was never trivial. It was not a prayer. It was a warning, an acknowledgement of her presence. For Hecate was not only venerated, she was observed with fear, respected, not for what she gives, but for what she might awaken. By night, she walks, not like mortals, not like the gods. She glides through the shadows, silent, almost unreal. With her torches, their light flickers, not to illuminate the path, but to reveal what hides along it. And behind her, a procession, lost souls, wandering shadows, presences that never found rest. They do not speak, they follow, as if drawn or condemned. The ancients knew, when silence grows too heavy, when the air seems frozen, and when dogs begin to howl for no reason, it is not by chance. It is a signal, a passage, hers. For animals sense what humans ignore. They perceive the invisible and announce what is coming. Hecate never comes alone. She walks between worlds, accompanied by those who no longer belong to any. She is the threshold, the point of contact, the fragile link between the living and those who no longer are. And when she passes, the boundaries disappear, just for a moment. With time, her power changed, or perhaps it simply revealed itself. For Hecate was never limited to a single role. She has always been more ancient, more profound, more dangerous. Little by little, mortals came to understand. Behind the shadows, behind the rituals, behind every whisper spoken in the night, she was there. Hecate became the source. Magic, witchcraft, the forbidden knowledge passed on only in hushed voices. She does not merely observe, she grants. She chooses to whom to give power. And above all, she decides when to take it back. For magic is never free. It demands a price. And Hecate always ensures it is paid. Even Medea, one of the most feared sorceresses in mythology, did not draw upon her power alone. Her gifts, her potions, her rituals, all traced back to an older origin, a darker one. For every magic has a root, an invisible source that few dare to name. And that source is not a place, it is not a power, it is a presence. Hecate. Hecate did not stay in antiquity. She never disappeared. Temples crumbled, ancient rites were forgotten. The gods were relegated to the realm of myth. But some presences do not go out, they adapt. Hecate is still here, in modern beliefs, in occult practices, in those rituals whispered under one's breath, far from prying eyes. Her name changes, her forms evolve, but her essence remains. She can be found in certain esoteric traditions, in witchcraft circles, and even in contemporary movements like Wicca, where she is sometimes honored as a keeper of mysteries. But Hecate does not live only in rituals. She exists elsewhere too, in the shadows of our age, in those moments when everything wavers, in those choices where no path is safe. Some still call upon her consciously, others seek her without really understanding why. And then there are those who feel her presence, a shiver, a doubt, an unseen gaze. They don't know her name, but they know that they are not alone, and that something is watching. So the next time you hesitate, when you find yourself facing a choice, when several paths open up before you, pay attention, because sometimes you are not alone. And if a presence is watching you from the shadows, if the silence grows too heavy, if the dogs start to bark, then ask yourself just one question. This path, did you really choose it yourself? Or was it her who led you there? If you want to discover other forgotten truths, other gods, other forces that history tried to erase, then subscribe. Because in Chronicles of Shadows, what you see is only part of the truth. And trust me, you haven't seen anything yet.